Benvenuti a tutti ragazzi, benvenuti in questo primo episodio del mio podcast, ok? I'm here with...
Julian.
Per chi non lo sapesse, Julian, no, non ve lo spoilerò, ve lo farò dire da lui. Questo è appunto, come ho già detto, il primo episodio del mio podcast. Io sono Gabriel and today we're talking with Julian. Julian, tell us something about you.
I'm the co-founder of BetStamp. I'm a bit of a software dev myself.
Sir.
Been doing this for a few years now. I bet on sports pretty regularly, huge sports fan. And listen, I do it for the fans. Ultimately, I do it for the fans. That's why I bet on sports. Can we open these?
Yes, sir.
Do you mind if I drink here?
Yo.
You know what? Fuck it. Hey, it's a Monday.
ready.
Fuck it. Let's drink.
Sir.
Merry Christmas. Buon Natale a tutti.
Per chi non lo sapesse, oggi userò tanto la frase per chi non lo sapesse. Julian here, he knows, sa come parlare italiano? Sa l'italiano?
Un po'.
I mean, sì, lo capisce, maybe non lo parla completamente. Julian, cheers.
Cheers, salute.
So we were saying you're an humble guy. I heard that you were talking about BetStamp. What is BetStamp?
So BetStamp's a sports betting odds tracker comparison app. It's basically your one go-to shop. I'm not sure how much the audience knows, but I'll explain it a little bit.
Yes.
Basically, if you bet on sports, there's different shops.
Mm-hmm.
They all have different prices. Okay, this is the same as like, okay, I'm going to shop for gas. I'm going to book a trip. Where do you go? You're booking a trip. You head over to Expedia.
Oh.
You're like, okay, let me go to Expedia. I'm going to buy the cheapest flight because why? The flight from Roma to Milano, it's the same. It doesn't matter if I go Alitalia or Ryanair, it's all the same. I'm just going there. Let me get the cheapest one. Same with sports betting. You need to always get the best price. You get the best price, you're going to make the most money in the long run. So we help you get that best price. It's all free, available on the App Store, available on the Google Play Store. You could go to betstamp.app, open up an account today. It's an odds tracker comparison app. You can do analysis. You can figure out where you're winning, where you're losing. You can follow your buddies. It's got everything. If you got more you want to see in BetStamp, if you're a user, a long-time user, I'm sure some of your fans will be. I'm sure some of your listeners are. So,
I hope so.
You just hit me up. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns. It's at Julian Packer on Twitter. If you're not using BetStamp, you are throwing money away.
Exactly.
I don't know how else to say it.
I mean, right now, BetStamp is just for US, Canada, and
US
UK.
and Canada. Now we have some European
Yeah.
sports books as well, so it depends, but we are expanding out there in the near future.
Let's talk about BetStamp. I mean, how did BetStamp born?
I mean, listen, when you're doing this every day, you start to do some stuff on your own. So I'm already building out the tools that I need to be able to do the job that I do, betting on sports. To build it into something that other people could use, I was like, if we do this, let's see what happens. Let's build it out. Let's see if people use it. When we released it, it was a huge hit. And you've seen the app. It's like you start using it, it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
You can't stop. Our audio girl is new. The regular
Just testing out these buttons.
The regular guy's sick. Heidi, can you pull that clip up? Can you pull that?
Which one?
You mad, bro?
No, I was just trying to make a joke. It's from
Big bomb bangers.
Can you use the Italian one?
Yes, of course. Got you. Sorry, some technical difficulties here.
What happened to you, Pizzola?
Pizzola.
Yeah.
One
That's
of the guys that runs our podcast here, BetStamp Podcast Circles Off, is Rob Pizzola. He's an Italian guy, but from Woodbridge, Ontario. If you guys don't know, basically like in Toronto, the main Italian area was around St. Clair, but then kind of moved out and became into Woodbridge. So like most of the people you meet in Woodbridge are actually all of Italian descent. Now these aren't your like actual real Italians. Like my nonno, my nonna, they're real Italians. But me, I do what I can, but it's fake to call me a real Italian.
Yeah, for those that doesn't know Julian, is half Italian, I think. Half?
Mm-hmm.
He's half per metà italiano. Well, you were talking about your team. You were saying, what about your team, the what's behind BetStamp? Who's behind BetStamp? I mean, who's working for you?
Yeah, so BetStamp
with-
started with me and Johnny 2.5 years ago, but since then we've grown to over 20 people, and I will personally put my team up against any other team. We have the best dev team in-house, the best social media team in-house, basically the best everything. We got an incredible sales staff, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. Like, you can ask around, ask anyone that works here, go upstairs, ask some of the other people. Like, we had an incredible Christmas party. Everyone here loves to work here. It's just a pleasure. Like, if I call somebody on a Saturday just to chat, I mean, like, we're all friends here. You know, it's a mix of guys and girls, even though it's primarily sports betting, but it works.
We'll go with it.
I mean, me and Julian, we're like great sports fan. Like, we were
Oh,
talking about
100%.
basketball, football, soccer before. What do you think about soccer, football? Sorry, I don't know. How do you call
I
it?
mean, here we call it soccer. It is what it
Okay.
is. It's not as popular for sure than it is in Europe. And I mean, part of the reason for that, I'll just like, if your listeners don't know, the American soccer is not really anything to write home about. It's not the best product as it is right now. The players are subpar. And I mean, you're used to watching European soccer. When you watch American soccer, it's not really that exciting. So that's kind of out of the question. But every 4 years, the World Cup comes, or every 2 years, even with the Euro Cup. And everyone around here gets behind that. Like, everyone's going to find some team that they're part of, even if Canada's not in it. I mean, they were in this one, but, you know, usually they're not. And it's exciting. And, you know, you watch European soccer too, but it's not on the same time of day that would be conducive to being a big fan for it. And, I mean, ultimately, I'm a bigger North American sports fan. So when you think about that, it's like, okay, NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB, baseball, and then also the college sports, like American college sports. So I'm not sure how much you follow, but American college sports are like exhilarating. I would highly recommend it. These kids are giving it their all. They play that sport at such a high level, especially when it comes to, you know, the playoff season of these sports. These are high level athletes. Most of these guys are making it to the pros, and the product they put out is actually great. It usually tends to be more scoring, right? Because there's a little bit more mistakes. They're a little more aggressive. It's a little more fun. So anyways, that's what I got into. I know it kind of got off topic. If we're going back to football, I don't really like soccer. I don't really watch as much now. I watch the World Cup pretty big, but
Yeah, we'll talk about the North American sports after this. And I want to ask you, what do you think about the last World Cup? I mean, Messi just won the World Cup. What do you think about it?
well, let me actually spin that back on you, because
Okay.
how come Canada was in the World Cup, but Italy was not? Canada, clearly a better soccer country historically than Italy. We've defined that. It's done.
What,
Canada is better historically than Italy. Probably will be for all of eternity now.
You're being like,
Well, I mean,
it's a joke, right?
I don't think so. I mean, are you guys even going to make the next World Cup?
Well, right now, if you talk about World Cup, maybe yes. I mean,
Canada's already clinched the next World Cup. I don't know if you know that.
yeah, I mean,
It's happening here in Toronto, so
yeah, I know, but
I mean,
everyone right now is better than Italy. I mean,
if
we
Canada
lost-
were to play Italy right now, the two teams, an elimination game, what would you put the odds at?
no wait, say that again.
Canada, Italy,
Uh-huh.
an elimination game.
Uh-huh.
So it's the quarterfinals
Mhm.
of the World Cup.
Okay. Yeah, I
Who's
got it.
going to win? And tell me what's going to happen.
First of all, you have to consider the fact that the national Italian team is changing right now. We're taking off the team some dudes like as I said, Bernardeschi and Insigne.
Okay, I understand that. Take the team as it is. The one
Right
that was
now?
qualifying for the World Cup. Not the one now. The one that was
they're-
qualifying for the World Cup. That team. Put it up against Canada's World Cup team with Alphonso
They are
Davies and
both
everything.
young dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're young. They're fast. They're technically good. But I love Italy. I swear, it's like one of my favorite national team. But Canada is gonna whoop the ass of Italian national team because, I mean, Did you see those guys?
Canada
they're
played well.
insane. It's what
You know, Canada played better than
Yo,
Belgium. We
yeah.
got unlucky. We got unlucky.
for real.
We missed a penalty kick. Okay. Alphonso Davies shouldn't have taken the kick. Don't get me wrong. He shouldn't have taken the kick, but fine. He takes the kick. You got to score. Got to score the penalty kick. We play better than them the whole first half. They score on kind of a fluke, lucky one breakdown. They score a goal, and then they shut us down. But Canada played better the whole game.
Yeah.
Then we go up 1-0 against Croatia. We fell apart. I understand that. Croatia is a team that went on to the semifinals. This is not, they finished in third. This is not a bad team.
Yeah.
Then we played Morocco. I think if the game meant something for Canada, we're the only team to score on Morocco outside of France.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if that game meant something, Canada's probably coming away with a tie at
you have
worst.
a ton of good people as Osorio and Davies.
Listen, the team 4 years from now, and
Canada.
Canada's soccer is getting bigger. The team 4 years from now is only going to be better than the team now. I know it's hard to qualify in North America. It's hard because there is a lot
not
of...
really. Come on, you have to play versus Costa Rica and USA, Mexico. What the?
Okay, but U.S. and Mexico are decent teams.
Nah,
Those are
not anymore.
They're decent teams. Those are not easy teams to beat. Those are not easy teams to beat.
I don't know.
Now, I get it. Costa Rica's not that good. Panama not that good. But all those teams, you know, there's only 3 qualifying spots out of North America, and then one team goes to a playoff. Like, if you have a few bad games in the qualifiers...
3 in how many? 4? No, 5? Costa
of-
Rica, USA, Mexico, Canada, and...
That's it. But Costa Rica wasn't one of them. What happens is the 4th team, they went to a qualifier. I think they play against the 5th team in Africa, and the winner is one extra spot.
Oh, okay. I mean, as I was saying, Canada right now is one of the best team in North America. I mean, you have really good players and stuff like that. Well, but let's ask you a question.
Dimmi.
Haha. As I said before, this question is like a hot potato in your hand. Ragazzi, gli chiederò la domanda che al momento credo sia la più gettonata, non solo in Italia ma in Europa. Parliamo di, let's talk about GOATs, like greatest player of all time. Who do you prefer, Messi or Ronaldo? Messi or Ronaldo, ragazzi?
We were talking about this earlier. Listen, when it comes down to it, for the GOAT discussion, you have to be the greatest for the longest period of time.
Okay.
Because it's the hardest thing to do it over a period of time. Anybody could be good for 1 year. Anybody could be good for 5 years. To be good, consistently good for 20 years is what makes you exceptional. And you look at this World Cup, Messi still got it. I mean, is he the number 1 best player in the world? No. But is he top 10? Yeah, he's probably top 10. And Ronaldo, he's not there. So for me, that's the main thing. You want to look at some other things. You look at the trophy. Okay, like, you know, Messi's got the World Cup now, but Argentina is better. So it's hard to put too much emphasis on that now. But I mean, you just watch him play. Messi is remarkable, man. Just watch him play. It's
Big
something
bomb
else.
bangers.
I love
Well, I
Messi.
mean, let's toss another question out there. Like, Haaland is playing very well. You're like, okay, he's incredible. He's very good.
Yeah, for me, he's the best player right now.
Okay.
No.
How many more years does he need to be the best player before you even consider putting him in the GOAT conversation? And he's the best player. You said it yourself. He's the best player right now. How many more years?
No, wait. I'm wrong. I mean, there's Mbappe. Where do you leave Mbappe?
Mbappe. Yeah, I mean, he's great.
Wow.
He is something else to watch.
Astonishing.
It's-
Come on.
It's,
That guy is a tank.
you know,
Can't
here's
stop
the
him.
thing. You know he's fast. Then you see him kick the ball ahead. You're like, he's going to lose it. He's so fast. He always gets it. It surprises you every time. It's impressive.
Bro, this is like, wow. He's dope. He's dope. He's illegal. If you have Mbappe in your team, he's illegal for sure. But for me, right now, he's not the best player. You just have to play like 5 more years, 6 more years, and all in 2. All in, I don't know.
To be the best player of all time. To be the best player of all time in that sport. you got to be dominant for 15 to 20 years.
Yeah,
You have to pass. You have to be the best player when the kids that grew up watching you play are now all-stars in the league. You got to be still the best player. That's how you become the GOAT. You know, Jordan, you look at Kobe growing up, he was watching Jordan. When Kobe joined the league, Jordan is still the best player. You know, that's how good you have to be.
Well, you mentioned basketball, so let's talk about basketball. What do you think about the right now? Who's the best team, best player, and who do you support right now?
So I'm a big Raps fan.
Okay.
I've always been a big Raps fan.
Okay, got you.
And you know, winning the championship is one of my fondest memories. And you know,
Yep.
going down Toronto, celebrating
Sure.
that. I wish I could explain it to you, but it was basically nothing like it. The city stood on its end during that, and it's truly fabulous. Now,
The day that we won the champions, I was crying like a baby with my dad beside me and
So
my
there's two-
brother.
so I mean, the day we won the championship, the city shut down.
Yeah,
It's a huge
remember,
city.
I remember.
You know, 5 million people plus
Mhm.
shut down. Streets shut down. Nobody went to work the next day.
Yeah.
That was it.
I remember.
Now, the day they had the parade, I think there was like 1 million people that were in this downtown area. Now, this is pre-COVID times. It was okay, but it was 1 million people in this
no,
downtown
that was
area.
before COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
okay.
pre-COVID. There's 1 million people in this downtown area, all crammed in just to get a little bit of glimpse of the Raps. And it was, I mean, people were giving, you're at work that day and your boss is saying, okay, the parade's going on, go out and enjoy it. I'm not even joking. They were saying, take some time off now. Who knows when a Toronto team's going to win again. Go enjoy it. You went out, you grab a beer with a couple boys, with your buddies. You go out, you watch the parade a little bit. You probably got a sunburn. It was a really hot day that day. We're all, you know, we get sunburned here. But going back to your question, I mean, like, it is what it is. But going back to your question, who's the best right now? There's two teams that come top of my mind. The first one is Boston.
Okay.
You look at that team, they're a full team. They're legit. They play well. They have one of the best coaches in the league. They have one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Can they beat Milwaukee again? Probably. They could. Now, Milwaukee is great too. Now, I'm not even going to get into Milwaukee, but Milwaukee is good. That's going to be a great showdown, see what happens. But I think this Boston team, they made it to the finals last year. They were up 2-1 against Golden State. They didn't get it done. I think they can do it. Now, the team nobody's really talking about out in the West, Denver Nuggets.
Absolutely.
You got
yes.
Nikola Jokic. That guy, he's an MVP. Ridiculous. Okay? And then on top of that, there's a Canadian kid. Do you know the kid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's the kid?
I'm gonna let you tell that.
All right, Gabby probably doesn't know
Jamal Murray.
the kid. That guy. I
Wow.
watched that guy play.
Is that the kid?
Yeah,
That's
that's,
the
the
kid.
kid.
That's the kid.
He is
He's from Toronto, right?
incredible.
Wait, because I think I need this.
Big bomb bangers.
You thought I didn't know that, right?
But
There
was during the lockout,
was
people
doubting
forget
you.
about
Yep,
this. There was a
absolutely.
Denver-Utah series. I don't know if you remember. It was Jamal Murray against
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell.
Absolutely. This
They
guy-
each put up 4 50-point games in a series. It was the best thing I've ever seen from a basketball standpoint.
He's from Toronto, right?
He's from Toronto, yeah. He's it's a high school not that far from where I grew up, actually. But anyway, so I mean, based on that, him and Jokic, that's a team.
Yeah.
I think those guys can do it too. And you always think, oh, Denver, whatever, like they're just good regular season team. Those guys are a good playoff team too. They could do it.
Let's get back again at the Canada. I mean, even Canada basketball team, national team, it's not that bad. I mean, you got Barrett, you got Murray, you got Wiggins, bro.
And there's a few other players. They're up and
why
coming,
you
right?
can't go in the basketball World Cup? I mean, you've got all.
I mean, we should. We're as a world team, we're a decent country. Are we ever going to beat the U.S.? No, but I think nobody really is going to touch the U.S. The talent coming out of there is just too high.
No. How do you say that? Ti faccio subito cambiare idea. I'm gonna change your mind
I don't think so.
I don't know if you remember. I mean, I didn't. I was not even in the thoughts of my parents. But in the 90s, there was a team called Yugoslavia that was whooping USA asses.
Listen, in any one game, it's still a sport. Anybody can win. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. Who saw that coming? It's like 50-1 you could have got. You check the best odds on BetStamp, you'll probably find plus 2,700 at CoolBet. Check that right now. Sorry, it's just a little ad read.
Come ha detto lui, controllate I dati su BetStamp perché questa qua
And that's a big
perla.
bomb banger.
Exactly.
Big bomb bang.
Big bomb banger. I mean, I already have a sweater, but I want you to tell me something more about BetStamp merchandising.
If you head over to betstamp.shop right now, you can find the newest BetStamp merch available for purchase. Now, we got hoodies, we have hoodies, we have golf shirts, we have t-shirts, we have golf hats, we have toques. For those of you that live in cold countries, I know probably your Italian friends, it's not cold enough, but listen, it's good merch. It's high quality merch. It's a good brand. It's cool. I pretty much only wear BetStamp merch. You could ask my fiance. She's not here right now, but if she was here, you could ask her.
Sorry, fiance, can you please talk? Oh, there's...
I was just joking. I
Yeah,
said she's not here, but
that's
she's
me.
here.
That's
Yeah.
Ragazzi, come ha già detto Julian, BetStamp ha un proprio merchandising. Matter of fact, Heidi, can you turn the camera to me? Thank you.
Turn the camera to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want it like a smooth turn or like a...
A smooth turn.
There you go.
Ok, ragazzi, perché come ha già detto Julian, BetStamp ha il proprio merchandising. E non vi dico un merchandising, una cinesata. Cazzo, raga, questo è buon materiale. Questa è la loro felpa, light blue one, right?
Yeah.
You have the black one, the gray one. Hanno i cappellini, le sacche, le
And
borracce.
it's a sand color.
Yeah.
I don't know how
E
to
anche
say
il
it.
beige. This is the beige one.
Beige.
The cups, the towels. Man, you have everything.
Listen,
It's the
I
best
pretty much
merchandising.
only use BetStamp stuff at this point, but yeah, man, it's good. It's
Hanno. And do you like sell them in Europe too, right?
everywhere in Canada, US. We could do Europe as well. Hit me up if you can't figure it out on betstamp.shop.
Okay.
I'd be happy to help.
Ragazzi, se volete qualcosa di BetStamp, basta solo mandare un'email al...
What's the email? What's the email?
You could just hit me up at julian@betstamp.app. I mean, if you go to betstamp.app, if you email contact@betstamp.app, or if you get me at Julian Packer on Twitter or at betstamp on Twitter, honestly, you can find me. If you want to find me, you can find me.
Okay, one of the last question is, bro, you got a bet app, sorry, but are you better? I mean, you're a winning better.
I mean, I don't like to brag,
Mm.
so I don't want to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, for the podcast, for the listeners, listen, I'm a professional bettor.
Okay.
It's not a joke what I do. It's not like I do it for fun. Okay, I might have fun. Who doesn't have fun making money? But I do it for a job. You know, I do it to put food on the plates of my family.
Sorry, ID, you're recording me.
Sorry, did you not want to be recorded in that moment?
Yeah, but Julian is talking right now.
Sorry.
Okay, you were saying...
Sorry,
Here's
guys.
why-
We're 33 minutes in. I'm...
Here's why I bet.
Sorry.
Okay, I bet because do you know how expensive it is to have a fiance in Toronto?
Okay, tell us
Do
about
you
the
know
week
how
long.
expensive?
Yeah, I can imagine.
What has your experience been this week?
It's just been like you are spending money that you don't have. That's the craziest part about it.
Bruh.
And the best part is she has no idea. She thinks that's the norm. So now I'm fucked.
So this means that you're winning better.
Yep.
So let's talk about winning. What can you tell me about winning? I mean, don't give me numbers. I don't want to hear numbers. I mean, it's private things. But
Listen,
did you
it's-
ever like had a big win?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get too much into it, but before I even talk about that, to put it into perspective, when you're a professional bettor, it doesn't mean you're winning 75, 80% of your bets.
Okay.
You're winning 53, 54%. You're winning, but it's only
As
a
it
little
should
bit
be.
better, right? So on any given, 2-week period, you can go up, you can go down, you can go sideways. Who knows where the fuck you're going to go, So you can never get too high from the ups. You can never get too down from the downs. Now, yeah, okay, maybe in a short period of time, I want a crazy amount of money, but you're betting so much, you got to kind of be numb to it, and you got to just stay the course. Yeah, I've had some big wins, but, for anyone listening, anyone out there trying to be a pro bettor, stay the course. You know what you're doing. You know it's plus EV. Bet what you can. Bet what you can afford to lose. If you lose money, lower your bet size. And, ultimately, it's a good way to try to make money. And if you enjoy it, then go for it.
E mi raccomando, ragazzi, giocate, scommettete responsabilmente.
I mean, you have to be responsible to bet.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be responsible.
Always. You just have to know what you're doing and what you're putting money on. I said that right? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I nailed it. So, guys, this is Julian. Mi raccomando, scaricate BetStamp. So, where I can download and where they can download BetStamp, where can I find it?
App Store, Google Play Store. You could follow on Twitter at BetStamp. You can go to betstamp.app on the web. Listen, search BetStamp. You're going to find us. We're
Esatto,
huge.
lo trovate ovunque. Google Play Store, Apple Store, online on Google oppure nel loro sito. Lo trovate ovunque, ragazzi, scaricatelo, è veramente una manna dal cielo. And Julian, that's it. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Listen, it's been a pleasure. Let's do it again.
Always.
Cheers. Buddy.